Welcome to the Titus 2 program, where we help women grow in faith and live according to the truth of God's Word. Today, we're talking about the most important commandment, how to love God. In the Bible, we learn that loving God isn't just about words, feelings, church attendance, or emotions. None of these by themselves show that you love God. But Jesus tells us in John chapter 14, verse 15, "If you love me, keep my commandments." Therefore, we show our love for God by following his commandments, which are the biblical instructions he's given us for living a life that pleases him. In Matthew chapter 22, verses 37 to 40, Jesus summarizes the commandments into two key principles. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is like it, love your neighbor as yourself. These principles guide our love for God and others. The first commandment is to love God fully with our whole heart, soul, and mind. But how do we do this practically? It starts with putting God first, seeking him in prayer, studying his word, and making choices that reflect his holiness. Understand, when we follow God's commandments, we show our love through obedience. Jesus came to fulfill the law, not abolish it. In Exodus 20, God gives us the 10 commandments as a foundation for holy living. They include, number 1, have no other gods before me. Number 2, don't make idols. Number 3, don't misuse the name of the Lord. Number 4, remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. Number 5, honor your father and mother. Number 6, don't murder. Number 7, don't commit adultery. Number 8, don't steal. Number 9, don't give false testimony. Number 10, don't covet. Beyond the 10 commandments, God's laws can be divided into 5 categories. Number 1, the law of sacrifice, which has been fulfilled by Christ as explained in Hebrews 10. Christ paid the ultimate sacrifice, which means we no longer need to offer animal sacrifices. Number 2, civil laws. These laws provide guiding justice and how we are to treat others in society. Number 3, moral laws, which reflect God's unchanging standard for righteous living. Number 4, dietary laws, given to maintain the health and purity of his people. Number 5, ceremonial laws, which outline the feast days. These are not man-made holidays, but biblical holy days. Celebrations given to us by God, outlined in Leviticus 23, which include Passover, unleavened bread, first fruits, Pentecost, the Feast of Trumpets, the Day of Atonement, and Tabernacles. Again, while we no longer follow the sacrificial system, the moral, civil, and all the other laws should guide us in living lives that honor God. First, John 5 verse 3 says, "This is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not burdensome." When we obey, we grow closer to God and experience the peace and joy that comes from living in his will. So, daughters of the Most High, let's love God with all our hearts by following his commandments. Let's choose this day to walk in obedience, not out of duty, but out of love and reverence for the one who loves us first. Remember, God's word lights our path, and as we follow, we find purpose and fulfillment. Thank you for joining us today. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe.